Chelsea could be about to enter a serious transfer battle, and this one involves one of the Premier League's most explosive young attackers. But here's the twist. Morgan Rogers' camp have just responded. Chelsea's summer planning is accelerating, and one name is rising rapidly inside recruitment discussions: Morgan Rogers. The 23-year-old has emerged as one of the Premier League's most unpredictable attacking midfielders this season, and speculation linking him to Stamford Bridge refuses to fade. But now, a new development changes the tone. Recent reports claimed that Liverpool FC had already held talks with Rogers regarding a potential summer move. That would immediately escalate the situation into a bidding war. However, according to Team Talk, people close to Rogers have denied those discussions entirely, not just with Liverpool, with anyone. That includes Chelsea. On the surface, that cools the noise. But beneath the surface, it actually strengthens Chelsea's position. Because here's the key detail. Chelsea's co-director of recruitment, Joe Shields, is reportedly pushing internally for the move. And when Shields identifies a profile early, history shows the club tends to act decisively. Rogers fits multiple structural priorities. But let's go deeper than surface-level scouting. The underlying data is compelling. According to FotMob metrics, Rogers' expected goals, XG, this season sits at just 4.87 in the Premier League. He has scored 8. That's not marginal overperformance, that's clinical variance. It suggests finishing quality from suboptimal positions. Long-range strikes, low-probability attempts converted. Players who consistently outperform XG tend to possess either elite shot technique or exceptional composure under pressure. Rogers has shown flashes of both. This is particularly important for Chelsea. One of the recurring criticisms of the Blues in recent seasons has been inefficiency in front of goal. Dominant possession phases, high shot volume, limited conversion. Rogers alters that dynamic. He does not rely solely on high-quality chances created by others. He can manufacture goals from half spaces, from transitional moments, from broken structure. That unpredictability adds a new attacking dimension. Now, let's discuss cost. Aston Villa have no desire to sell. Rogers is a core piece of their forward structure. He's English, still developing, and already delivering tangible output. If a release clause exists in his new contract, as suggested by journalist Simon Phillips, that changes the leverage equation dramatically. Without one, negotiations could push toward premium territory north of £60 million. Chelsea must decide whether he represents incremental improvement or transformational value. And here's where the Liverpool denial matters again. If Rogers' camp are publicly distancing themselves from talks, it protects negotiating power. It avoids inflating the market prematurely. It reduces urgency-based bidding wars. From Chelsea's perspective, that's advantageous. But tactically, does he fit? Under Liam Rosenior, Chelsea's attacking structure has become more fluid. Wide players invert. Midfielders rotate into half spaces. Central forwards drift to create overloads. Rogers thrives in that environment. He is comfortable operating as a number 10, an inverted winger, or even in a free-roaming attacking role. His physical profile allows him to carry the ball through contact, something Chelsea occasionally lack against low blocks. Importantly, he also tracks back. His defensive contribution is underrated. That matters in Rosenior's pressing model. Now compare this with internal options. João Pedro offers fluidity and pressing intelligence. Estevão Willian offers creative explosiveness. Alejandro Garnacho offers direct verticality. Rogers offers power plus end product plus positional adaptability. He may not be the flashiest name in Europe, but he might be one of the most structurally sensible. And let's address psychology. Chelsea recently missed out on Jeremy Jacquet to a Premier League rival. Recruitment battles matter. Perception matters. Winning this race, especially if Liverpool circle again, would signal authority. It would demonstrate that Chelsea can still attract elite domestic talent competing at the highest Premier League level. And there's one more element. Rogers is outperforming his XG significantly, but is that sustainable? That's the risk analysis. Overperformance can regress, or it can signal a player entering his prime finishing phase. Chelsea's data department will be dissecting shot maps, body positioning, pressure metrics, and repeatability of scoring patterns. This won't be emotional, it will be computational. If internal modelling projects sustained output, expect aggressive movement. If regression risk is flagged, expect caution. Either way, the denial of talks does not close the door. It simply delays the noise. Chelsea are watching, Liverpool are watching, Villa are holding firm, and Morgan Rogers sits at the centre of it. This could become one of the most intriguing domestic transfer battles of the summer. So here's the question. If you had to choose one attacking addition this summer, are you taking Morgan Rogers over a traditional number 9? Is he the missing piece, or just another name in the market noise? Drop your take below, and subscribe to Chelsea Daily Buzz. Chelsea's striker shortlist is expanding again, and this one carries serious ceiling potential. The latest name gaining traction is Igor Thiago of Brentford. Interest from Chelsea is not isolated. Manchester City and Bayern Munich are also reported admirers. But what elevates this situation beyond routine scouting noise is the internal belief at Brentford. Sources close to the club have suggested they view Thiago as a future best striker in the world candidate. That is not casual praise. That is conviction. Chelsea's attacking depth already looks crowded on paper. João Pedro continues to establish himself. Liam Delap remains a developmental project with physical upside. Marc Guiu provides youthful depth. Emmanuel Emega is arriving from Strasbourg in the summer. Yet, the Blues are still exploring the market. That signals dissatisfaction, not necessarily with talent, but with reliability and elite-level output. Thiago fits a different profile. At 24 years old, he is entering prime years rather than emerging into them. His Premier League numbers are compelling. 17 goals this season, second only to Erling Haaland. An expected goals figure of 14.73 suggests overperformance, clinical execution rather than volume padding. That efficiency matters. Elite sides require forwards who convert marginal chances under pressure. Thiago has demonstrated that capacity. Brentford's structural model complicates matters. The player is under contract until 2031. There is no financial urgency to sell. Sitting 7th in the table under Keith Andrews, the project remains competitive and upwardly stable. From Thiago's perspective, there is no crisis forcing an exit. That shifts leverage decisively toward Brentford. If Chelsea pursue this aggressively, it would require a premium offer, potentially north of £70 to £80 million, depending on bidding dynamics. Manchester City and Bayern Munich monitoring the situation only strengthens Brentford's negotiating position. Scarcity inflates valuation. Tactically, Thiago would offer Rosenio a different attacking dimension. He combines physical presence with intelligent movement across defensive lines. His hold-up play has matured significantly since his time at Club Brugge. In transition, he attacks space aggressively. In structured possession, he can pin centre-backs and create central gravity for wide attackers. The core question becomes squad rationalisation. If Thiago arrives, someone exits. Liam Delap is the most obvious candidate. Manchester United have retained interest after previous attempts to sign him. While Delap possesses raw strength and aerial threat, he has yet to consistently impose himself at Premier League level. Chelsea must decide whether patience outweighs immediate productivity. João Pedro, by contrast, appears secure. His technical fluidity allows him to operate between lines or wide, giving Rosenio flexibility. Guiu remains developmental depth. Emega's arrival adds further internal competition, though his recent injury setback complicates his immediate impact timeline. Signing Thiago would signal a shift away from potential accumulation toward proven domestic output. There is also psychological impact. Brentford labelling him future world-class elevates narrative pressure. Players who carry that internal endorsement often respond with elite mentality. If Chelsea believe the same trajectory exists, delaying could mean watching his value escalate beyond accessibility. Comparison inevitably extends to Julian Alvarez as well. Alvarez offers Champions League pedigree and multi-system adaptability. Thiago offers Premier League acclimatisation and peak age efficiency. The strategic trade-off is subtle but important. Adaptation risk versus valuation risk. Chelsea's broader objective remains clear: closing competitive distance with Arsenal and Manchester City. To do that, elite goal production is non-negotiable. 17 league goals in February is not projection. It is tangible output. Financially, this would not be opportunistic. It would be assertive. Brentford will resist. The contract length protects them. But if Chelsea want a striker already thriving within the league's physical and tactical demands, Thiago presents a compelling case. The decisive factor will be conviction. If the internal recruitment data supports Brentford's bold assessment, hesitation becomes costly. Elite forwards rarely become cheaper over time. Let me know what you think of this decision in the comments, like and subscribe.